The ship moved in silence through deep space, its long silver body cutting across a sea of stars. Inside, lights glowed soft blue, and quiet footsteps echoed through clean metal halls. This ship was not made by humans. Its shape was curved and smooth, like something grown instead of built. Symbols floated in the air as holograms, changing color as systems worked. Alex Carter walked alone through one of the lower corridors. He was tall, broad-shouldered, and clearly human in a place where almost no one else was. His dark hair was tied back, and his sleeves were rolled up. He carried a tool case in one hand and wiped sweat from his forehead with the other. Alex was the only human on board. He had joined this mission 2 years ago, back when Earth had just started sending people beyond human space. The ship belonged to the Kepri Union, a group of alien species who believed knowledge should be shared. They had needed a human engineer, someone who could adapt fast and solve problems in strange conditions. Alex had said yes without thinking too hard. Now, millions of kilometers from Earth, he sometimes wondered if that had been a mistake. He stopped near a wall panel and opened it, checking a power line that had been acting strange. The ship hummed around him, alive in its own way. He had learned to read its sounds like a language. A low hum meant calm. A sharp vibration meant trouble. Right now the ship felt uneasy. Before he could finish his work, a sharp chime echoed through the corridor. Red light flashed once, then shifted to yellow. Medical alert. Alex frowned. That was rare. The ship's crew was careful, almost overly so. He closed the panel and tapped the small device on his wrist. "What's going on?" he asked. The ship's artificial intelligence answered in a calm, neutral voice. "Medical emergency detected. Subject, Lyra of the Vierk species. Location, primary medical bay." Alex paused. He knew Lyra. She was one of the science officers, small compared to him, with smooth, pale skin that shimmered faintly under light. Her eyes were large and dark, and thin lines of silver markings ran along her temples. She was quiet, serious, and always curious about human habits. She often asked Alex questions during shared meals. "What kind of emergency?" Alex asked, already moving. "Biological distress," the AI replied. "Immediate assistance required." Alex broke into a run. The medical bay doors slid open as he reached them. Inside, several alien crew members stood in tense silence. They were tall and thin, their bodies covered in layered armor-like skin. Their eyes shifted toward Alex as he entered. On the central medical platform lay Lyra. She looked smaller than usual, her body curled slightly inward. Her breathing was uneven. Soft lights scanned over her, projecting symbols Alex could not read. A low tone repeated again and again. Alex stepped closer. "What happened?" One of the aliens turned toward him. This was Elder Sarn, the ranking officer of the ship. His voice was calm, but Alex could hear strain beneath it. "Her cycle has begun," Sarn said. "Earlier than predicted." Alex blinked. "Cycle?" Sarn hesitated, then spoke carefully. "Lyra's species has a limited reproductive window. When it opens, it cannot be delayed." Alex felt a cold knot form in his stomach. "Okay, but why is that a medical emergency?" Before Sarn could answer, Lyra stirred. Her eyes opened slightly, unfocused at first, then locking onto Alex. Relief flickered across her face. "You came," she said softly, her voice weaker than usual. "I'm here," Alex replied without thinking. He moved closer to the platform. "What's going on, Lyra?" She swallowed, her throat moving with effort. "My body, it is failing to stabilize." Alex looked to the others. "Failing how?" Sarn stepped forward. "Her species cannot complete this cycle alone. It requires genetic interaction with a compatible partner. Without it, her systems will collapse." Alex stared at him. The words took a moment to settle, then the meaning hit him all at once. "You're saying she needs to reproduce," Alex said slowly. "Yes," Sarn replied, "and soon." The room fell silent. Alex let out a breath. "Okay. I get that it's serious, but why am I being called here?" No one answered right away. Lyra turned her head slightly, looking up at him. Her eyes were clear now, sharp despite her weakness. "Because you are the only compatible male on this ship," she said. Alex felt like the floor had dropped away beneath his feet. "That's not funny," he said automatically. "It is not humor," Sarn said. "It is biology." Alex ran a hand through his hair. "Hold on. You're telling me that out of all the species on this ship, somehow a human works?" "Yes," Sarn said. "Your genetic structure is highly adaptable. Our studies suggested compatibility, but we did not expect the cycle to trigger this early." Alex looked back at Lyra. She did not look embarrassed. She looked scared but determined. "If this process does not begin," she said quietly, "my species loses another bearer. There are very few of us left." Alex swallowed. He had known the Vierks were endangered, but he had not known it was this bad. "How much time?" he asked. The AI answered. 36 standard hours before irreversible failure." Alex exhaled slowly. "That's not a lot." "No," Lyra agreed. The alien stepped back, giving Alex space. The meaning was clear. This choice rested on him. Alex felt pressure build in his chest. He had signed up to fix machines, to explore space, not for this. Saving a species was not in his job description. "I need to understand," he said. "What exactly are you asking me to do?" Sarn answered carefully. "The process is regulated and medical. It requires cooperation, trust, and presence. There is no harm intended." Alex nodded slowly. "And consent." Lyra met his eyes. "I choose this," she said, "but I will not force you." Her words carried weight. She was not begging, she was stating a fact. Alex looked around the room. All eyes were on him. He thought of Earth, of how small humans still were in the galaxy, of how often humans had survived by stepping into the unknown and doing what others could not. "I need time," he said finally. "You have some," Sarn replied. "But not much." Alex nodded and stepped back. "I'll think, I promise." Lyra closed her eyes again, exhaustion pulling her down. "Thank you," she whispered. Alex left the medical bay feeling like the ship was suddenly too small. He walked without direction, his boots echoing softly. His mind raced. Fear, confusion, responsibility all mixed together. He was human. He made mistakes. What if he did this wrong? What if he caused harm? The AI spoke again through his wrist device. "Alex Carter, your stress indicators are elevated." "No kidding," he muttered. "Would you like guidance?" the AI asked. "Yeah," Alex said. "Tell me everything you can about this process. No sugarcoating." "Understood," the AI replied. As Alex walked, the AI explained in clear, simple terms. The process was partly biological, partly assisted by advanced technology. It was designed to protect both participants. It required cooperation and emotional stability, not force. Alex stopped near a wide viewport. Outside, stars drifted slowly past. Humans had always adapted. On Earth, in wars, disasters, and unknown lands. This was different but also the same. Behind him, footsteps approached. Alex turned to see Lyra, now supported by a hovering medical frame. She looked tired but upright. "You should be resting," Alex said. "I needed to speak with you," she replied. They stood in silence for a moment, stars between them. "I do not see you as a tool," Lyra said, "or a solution. I see you as a person. If you say no, I will accept it." Alex studied her face, honest, strong. "If I say yes," he said, "I need you to trust me too. I don't know your ways, I'll make mistakes." She gave a small nod. "So will I, that is acceptable." Alex let out a long breath. "Then we do this carefully, together." A faint light shimmered across her markings. "Together," she repeated. The ship continued its silent journey through space, unaware that within its walls, a choice had been made that could change the fate of a species, and prove once again that humans, when faced with the impossible, did not turn away. The ship entered a quiet state as if it understood the importance of what was about to happen. Lights dimmed slightly across the inner decks, and non-essential systems were reduced. The medical wing became the center of attention, though no one spoke loudly about it. Alex sat alone in his small quarters, staring at the metal wall. His hands rested on his knees, fingers tapping without rhythm. He had agreed, but agreement did not remove fear. His mind kept replaying Lyra's calm voice, her steady eyes, and the weight of responsibility placed on him. He was not a hero. He was an engineer. A human far from home. A soft chime sounded at his door. "Come in," Alex said. The door slid open and Lyra entered slowly. She was supported by a light medical harness that floated beside her, adjusting to her movements. Her skin shimmered faintly, the silver markings brighter than before. "You should not be walking," Alex said, standing up. "I am allowed limited movement," she replied. "It helps stabilize my thoughts." Alex nodded. "I get that." She looked around his room, curious. "This space is very simple." "Humans like simple," Alex said with a small smile. "Less to break." Lyra tilted her head. "You joke even under stress." "It's a survival skill," he replied. She stepped closer and sat on the edge of his bunk, careful and slow. "I wanted to speak before the process begins." Alex leaned against the wall. "Okay." "There are things you should know," Lyra said. "Not as instructions, as truth." Alex listened. "My species does not separate logic and emotion," she continued. "To us, trust is biological. Fear disrupts the cycle, calm strengthens it." Alex frowned slightly. "So if I panic, things go bad." "Yes," she said simply, "for both of us." He exhaled. "No pressure." Lyra's lips curved slightly. It was her version of a smile. "There is something else," she said. "I am not weak because I need help. My species survived by cooperation. That is our strength." Alex nodded slowly. "Humans aren't that different." They sat in silence for a moment. "Are you afraid?" Lyra asked. Alex thought about lying. He decided not to. "Yeah, I am." "That is acceptable," she said. "I am also afraid." That surprised him. "You don't show it." "I was trained not to," she replied. "But fear does not disappear because it is hidden." Alex pushed himself away from the wall and sat beside her, leaving space between them. "We'll figure this out, step by step." Lyra looked at him. "That is why the elders trust humans. You move forward even without certainty." Before Alex could respond, the AI's voice filled the room. "Medical preparation phase will begin in 4 standard hours." Lyra closed her eyes briefly. "Then I should return." Alex stood. "I'll walk you." They moved through the corridor together. Other crew members watched quietly, their expressions unreadable. Some showed concern, some showed hope. Inside the medical wing, the central chamber had changed. New equipment surrounded the platform. Soft white light replaced the blue glow. The air felt warmer. Elder Sarn waited near the entrance. "Your presence is noted," Sarn said to Alex. "You may leave at any time." Alex met his gaze. "I won't." Sarn inclined his head. "Then preparations will proceed." Lyra stepped onto the platform, the medical harness disengaging. She lay back as scanning lights passed over her body. Alex stood nearby, unsure where to put his hands, his thoughts racing. "The first phase requires proximity," the AI explained. "No physical contact yet, emotional stabilization only." Alex moved closer, standing at her side. "Focus on calm," Lyra said softly. "Speak if it helps." Alex nodded. "Okay." When I was a kid, my dad used to fix old engines. He said machines respond better when you don't rush them." Lyra listened, her breathing slowly evening out. "He taught me patience," Alex continued. "Said force breaks things, care fixes them." Her heart rate stabilized. The symbols above her shifted to green. "Stability improving," the AI said. "Hours passed like this." Alex talked about Earth, about rain and oceans, about mistakes he had made and lessons learned. Lyra listened, sometimes asking questions, sometimes just breathing. Eventually, exhaustion pulled at Alex's body. His voice grew quiet. "You should rest," Lyra said. "So should you," he replied. "The next phase will require more from you," she said gently. Alex nodded and stepped back. He left the medical wing with heavy steps. Sleep did not come easily. His dreams were filled with stars and unfamiliar faces. When he finally woke, the AI's voice was already speaking. Phase 2 will begin in 1 hour. Alex washed his face and took a deep breath. When he returned, the chamber was sealed. Only essential personnel remained. The air hummed softly. Lyra looked different. Her skin glowed faintly and her eyes were sharp, focused. "Are you ready?" she asked. "As ready as I'll ever be," Alex replied. This phase required coordination. The AI guided them carefully. Movements were slow, deliberate. Every action was monitored. Alex followed instructions exactly, but when something felt off, he spoke up. "Wait," he said at one point. "Her breathing's uneven." The AI paused the process. Observation confirmed. Alien technicians exchanged looks. They had not noticed. Alex adjusted his position slightly, speaking calmly to Lyra. "Breathe with me. Slow." She matched his rhythm. The system stabilized again. "Human intuition remains effective," the AI noted. Lyra looked at Alex with new respect. As hours passed, the bond between them deepened. Not romantic, not forced, something quieter, trust. Then alarms sounded. Red light flashed across the chamber. "Warning," the AI said. "Power fluctuation detected in incubation systems." Sarn moved quickly. "Cause: external micrometeor impact. Backup systems engaged but insufficient." Alex's heart pounded. "How long before failure?" 20 minutes, the AI replied. Lyra's body tensed. "If the system fails now." "We're not letting that happen," Alex said firmly. He moved to the control panel. "Reroute power from non-essential systems." "Human Alex Carter does not have clearance," the AI began. "I take responsibility," Alex said. "Override with my authorization." A pause. Then override accepted. Power surged through the system, but it wasn't enough. Alex scanned the panel. "The stabilizer's overheating." "The design cannot compensate," Sarn said. Alex clenched his jaw. "Then we change the design." He grabbed a tool and opened a side panel, hands moving fast but steady. Sweat ran down his face. Lyra watched him, fear and hope mixing in her eyes. Alex rerouted a cooling line, bypassing safety limits. "Warning," the AI said. "Risk to human operator." "Worth it," Alex replied. The temperature dropped. The alarms quieted. "System stabilizing," the AI announced. The room fell silent. Lyra let out a shaky breath. "You risked yourself." Alex closed the panel and leaned against the console, breathing hard. "Humans do that." Sarn stepped forward. "Your actions prevented failure." Alex waved it off. "Just did what needed doing." The process resumed, now stronger than before. When it was over, Lyra rested peacefully. The systems showed positive signs. "Initial success confirmed," the AI said. Alex sank into a chair, exhaustion crashing over him. Lyra reached out, her fingers lightly touching his arm. "You did not just help my species," she said softly. "You changed how we see humans." Alex looked at her, tired but steady. "We're better together." Outside, the ship continued through the stars, carrying not just hope for one species, but proof that humanity's greatest strength was not force, but heart, courage, and the will to stand when others could not. The ship remained quiet after the alarms faded, as if it was holding its breath. The medical chamber lights dimmed to a soft white glow. Systems hummed gently, no longer strained. Symbols floated above the platform, steady and green. Alex sat on the floor near the wall, his back against the cool metal. His arms felt heavy, his hands still shaking slightly from exhaustion. He stared at the ceiling, listening to his own breathing slowly return to normal. Across the chamber, Lyra lay on the medical platform. Her body was still, but her vital signs were strong. The glow on her skin had softened, becoming calm instead of urgent. She looked peaceful, more at ease than Alex had ever seen her. Elder Sarn stood nearby, watching the readings closely. Other crew members waited in silence, careful not to disturb the moment. "The process has entered the stabilization phase," the AI announced. "Risk level decreasing." Alex closed his eyes for a moment. The words felt heavy but relieving. "So it worked?" he asked quietly. "Yes," Sarn replied, "against many probabilities." Alex let out a small, tired laugh. "Story of my life," Lyra stirred. Her eyes opened slowly, adjusting to the light. The first thing she saw was Alex sitting on the floor. "You stayed," she said softly. Alex pushed himself up with effort and walked closer. "I told you I would." She studied his face. "You look damaged," he smiled faintly. "You should see me after a long repair shift." Lyra tried to sit up, but the medical system gently held her in place. "Remain still," the AI advised. "Recovery is ongoing." Lyra relaxed again. "How long until I can move freely?" "Several cycles," the AI replied. "But danger has passed." A quiet wave of relief moved through the room. Some of the crew lowered their heads in respect. Others exchanged looks filled with awe. Elder Sarn turned to Alex. "Human Alex Carter, you have ensured the continuation of the Vierks line." Alex shifted uncomfortably. "I didn't do it alone." "No," Sarn agreed. "But without you, it would not have been possible." Lyra looked at Alex, her expression serious. "You did not treat this as duty alone. You treated it as shared survival. That matters." Alex met her gaze. "I couldn't do it any other way." Time passed slowly after that. Alex remained close even when the others left the chamber. He watched the monitors, listened to the soft sounds of the ship, and allowed his body to rest. Eventually, the AI spoke again. "You should eat and sleep." Alex rubbed his face. "Yeah, probably." Lyra's voice stopped him. "Stay a little longer." He nodded and sat beside her. They did not speak much. They did not need to. Several hours later, the ship returned to normal activity. Lights brightened in the corridors. Systems resumed full function. Word spread quickly among the crew. The human had succeeded. Alex felt eyes on him as he walked through the ship later. Not fear, not suspicion, respect. In the following days, Lyra recovered slowly. Alex visited often, sometimes bringing simple human food to share, sometimes just sitting quietly. They talked about small things, music, stars, the strange habits of their species. One cycle, Lyra looked at him and said, "The offspring is stable." Alex blinked. "Already?" "Our biology moves quickly after success," she replied. "It is adapting well." He smiled, a warm, quiet smile. "That's good." "You will be recorded in our history," she added. "Not as a donor, as a guardian." Alex looked away, embarrassed. "I just helped a friend." "That is why it matters," Lyra said. Not everyone felt the same. In the command chamber, some elders debated quietly. "A human influence is unpredictable," one said, "but effective," another replied. "He saved what we could not." "The galaxy will notice," a third warned. Sarn listened and finally spoke. "Let them. Humans should be known." Later, Alex was called to the observation deck. Lyra was there, standing now without support. She looked stronger, more confident. "Come," she said, "I want to show you something." They stood before the large viewport. Ahead, a green and blue planet slowly filled the screen. "A new colony world," Lyra said. "Safe, fertile." Alex's eyes widened. "You're settling here." "Yes, my species will begin again." He nodded slowly. "That's amazing." Lyra turned to him. "We would like you to stay." Alex felt his chest tight. "Stay. As protector, as guide, as bridge between us and humanity," she said. "You belong here now if you choose." Alex looked back at the planet, then at Lyra, then at the stars behind them. He thought of Earth, of distance, of choices. "I'll stay," he said finally, "at least for a while." Lyra's markings shimmered brightly. "Then our future begins together." As the ship moved toward the planet, Alex felt something he hadn't felt since leaving Earth: purpose. Humans had always been small in the galaxy, fragile, new. But sometimes, being human meant being the only one willing to stand up, adapt, and care when it mattered most. And because of that, a species would live on. The stars watched silently as a new chapter began.